Welcome, all you +2 comedy modifiers, back to the stream. Welcome to a brand new show. Welcome to Clue Escape the Illusionist Club. TV's Noah here, water in hand in my new giant Yeti. And today we're doing a live solve, an IRL solve, as we dive into Clue Escape the Illusionist Club. I've had this for a very long time, and it's about time that I do this. Just so you guys know, all my stream stuff's to my left. That's where the chat will be, so chat is visible to me if you guys want to chat. It also will appear on screen. Just know that there will be a moment before I really say anything. So I got this far last time that I was doing this, or when I opened this. So I want to make sure I do everything on stream. Stop. Don't open anything from this box. Choose your most dynamic player to read the text below. That's me. Tonight, the one and only Adelaide Sable performs her world-famous mirror walk. The theater of the Illusionist Club is sold out in a special performance from its owner, the renowned magician turned property mogul Adeline Sable. Everything is still going to plan until, just as Adeline is about to perform her finale, the famed mirror walk trick, something goes wrong. Purple smoke bellows from under the stage, plunging the room into darkness. Eerie, silent screeches from several seconds until you hear a crash, then a scream. With the air clears a bit, it's obvious that Adeline has vanished. Take the character cards. Have each player select one of the 6 characters and take the colored pawn that matches. Take turns reading the back of your character card aloud to the group. If you're playing with less than 6 people, it's just me here. You should still read aloud all the character cards. So, I don't know exactly how this works. We've done escape games or exit games. I have never done a Clue version, so let's take the character deck. I like how clearly delineated everything is, which is nice. But it looks like it is our usual suspects. Come on open. All right, so we have zoom. We have Miss Scarlet, Professor Plum, Chef White. Solicitor Peacock, Mayor Green, and of course Colonel Mustard. So I'm going to read these really quickly while the camera pans around to make things look more interesting. There were 2 quarters sitting on the table. So Miss Scarlet, the Magic Club draws the wealthy, famous, and powerful, full of hidden passengers and fabled meeting place where big deals and career-changing moves are made. Count Scarlet in. With Sable herself headlining tonight's show, there's no better place for someone who writes an anonymous, hard-hitting gossip column to be. So she writes a gossip column. That is Scarlet. Professor Plum. Try to move my cards to a place where you guys can see them. Get used to that dynamic. Professor Plum. While he's been known to do a card trick or two, Professor Plum isn't as excited about Sable's magic show as the rest of the audience. One of her real estate companies recently purchased a historical university building and is planning to knock it down to build something newer and more modern. Plum is determined to get Sable alone to convince her to preserve the building instead of destroying it. That is Plum. I gotta do frames around this. Chef White. As Chef Wife Star, I don't know, I made her Southern. Star in the culinary world has continued to rise. She's done everything in her power to shed her past baggage, of being associated with Bodie Black's boring kitchen. Mr. Body is usually the dead body in these things. And his extremely interesting death. She came to the Illusionist Club with one objective in mind: get Sable to sign the paperwork that would make White the head chef of Sable's new trendy music venue. Miss White, Solicitor Peacock. I thought the light would... I really wish you could see this better than the camera's allowing. Solicitor Peacock has certainly developed a taste for finer things in life, but it isn't what brought her to the Illusionist Club tonight. Tonight, she's all business. She's been working a complex real estate cases for months, and time has come for her special skills. This is also kind of southern. I was trying to go for like Louisiana. The ones that aren't necessarily court-sanctioned, to sign in an attempt to convince Sable to settle with her client. Mayor Green, a patron of the arts, as well as an important government official. It's going southern. Mayor Green needed very little prodding to attend Adelaide Sable's big show. For him, this was a 2-for-1 deal. Enjoy a little magic while rubbing shoulders with the wealthy votes, and seize the opportunity to remind Sable she needs to be zoning permits in order to begin her project of constructing a new secret project. Ooh. Mayors know something about a secret project. Colonel Mustard, Adeline's wealth, and everyone's going southern, and reach might fly under the radar for most circles, but Colonel Mustard, with his military connections, still feeds him information. Knows that she isn't someone to be underestimated. She's got intel saying that behind the disappearance of several boxes of government documents, there's previously been houses in one of her warehouses, and she wants to spill where she relocated them. There had previously been houses in her warehouses. All right. There are our game pieces. Choose a different player to read this out loud. Again, it's only me. Security does its best to evacuate the dark, smoky room, but you stay behind. Each of you came to this event with the intention of discussing serious business with Sable, and you're not leaving until you find her. The exit doors are locked behind the last of the guests, trapping you in the theater until you find her. The exit doors close and lock behind the last of the guests, trapping you in the theater. I just read that. At first, it seems the smoke will dissipate, but it's stubbornly hanging around. You'll need to clear it before you do anything else. It's time to play. Take the rules from under this sheet and read Quick Start. Do not remove any other components. So we're just hanging out here in the smoke. Can we please try to straighten this camera out a little bit? There we go. So we can't see each other. It's too smoky. We're all just hanging out. Quick Start. Take the board labeled Theater out of the box and lay it on the table. Place your pawns on the board without covering any of the numbers yet. Next, take deck 1 and place it next to the theater board. Okay, so here we go. We're all just kind of hanging out. Said not to cover the numbers. This might be more interesting with more people. I think I might have made a poor choice in doing this, but the stream's already started, so we're going. All right. Do not look through the... All right. Next, take out deck 1 and place it next to the theater board. Do not look through the cards. Deck 1. Ah! So we're all hanging out here. Alrighty. This is a collaborative game, but the youngest player will go first. That's me. Move your pawn to any number location on the board, called nodes throughout the rules, and then draw that card from deck 1 that has the same number on it. The nodes represent the different points of interest of the room, and the cards you draw will tell you something about what you will find there. Read your cards out loud to the table. If it is a narrative card, it'll give you information. If it's a puzzle card, it will have a puzzle at the bottom, right corner, and label with the letter and number. Puzzle pieces of the same letter go together along the bottom edge. The card will also tell you how many puzzle pieces you need to solve it. Note, if you don't have any pieces to solve a puzzle, explore the numbered locations on the board and leave it unfinished face up. The answer to every puzzle in the game will be a number. When you think you have solved and gotten that number, draw the matching card from the deck, and the card you pull will say solved, you are correct. If the number you are looking for doesn't have a corresponding card in the deck, or if the card you pull doesn't say solved, you are incorrect. Try again. When the first player has completed the turn, play moves to the left. The next player should move the pawn to an unexplored node. Okay. The goal of deck 1 is to clear the smoke out of the theater. Good luck. If at any point during the game you get stuck, you can check the hints. Stop, put the rules away, and begin playing. Okay. So, open these up. This is kind of a cool dynamic of because I've done games like this before, and the idea of like giving myself a board to kind of like walk around and look through is kind of interesting. Alright, deck 1, discard this card. Okay, done. It is discarded. I threw it back in the box. So, alright, so we have Miss Peacock. She goes to card 100. Let's see what this says. The smoke, come on, focus. Focus. Usually this camera focuses, but maybe not today. The smoke in the air makes it hard for you to see much of anything in this room. All the other guests have already fled, so you decide to take a peek under the seats in case anyone drops something important. Your hand brushes against a metal object. You grab it. Take card 101. 2 puzzle pieces needed to solve. Puzzle cards. Boom. Alright, so we find this little piece of something. We put it... I'll move... This seems to be the least important part. We'll move this here. We'll get rid of this guy. Alright, so we have... this. Alright, I was just seeing if there's anything I was supposed to do with this afterwards. We'll discard it slightly off camera. So then, let's have Mayor Green go to 120. There is so much smoke from Sable's final trick that while you were looking for an exit, you stumble against the sound booth in the back of the room. You try the handle, hoping to escape the haze for a moment. Unfortunately, the door is locked with a bizarre mechanism. Could there be a key hidden nearby? Take card 121. Card 121. You need 2 puzzle pieces to solve. Okay, so this says A1 and this says A2, so I'm assuming that these actually do not relate to one another. Cool. All right, so next on my little node, this says we'll take Professor Plum, take him to 140. And I have to dig a bit for 140. Boom. So Professor Plum, you fight through the smoke and to the stage and haul yourself up onto it. I'm not blocking the camera, right? Yeah, we're good. It's still difficult to see, but you can tell that there are props and the complex mechanisms scattered around the performance area. Your foot bumps against something, so you pick it up. Take card 141. 141. Stage guide. To activate the fans, if the dial isn't functioning, locate the electric grid under the console and follow the connecting wires to restore power. Red, green, blue. All right. So I think this is 1A and 1B. I'm now thinking that they do go together. This is Puzzle A, Part 1, Puzzle A, Part 2. And it looks to me, now that I'm really taking the time to look at this, like I could probably do something like this. And that's the number 3. If I link it up like that. I can probably get the number 1 if I link it up like this. So that makes a 1. So we have 1. We have 3. And then I guess we should use something for this. Is there a way that this links nicely? This is a 7. But there's a guide on here that I'm just noticing. The diamond is first. The weird shape is second. And then the split one should be added with the diamond. So the first number I need is the straight diamond, which is the 1. Because I do this. So the first number is 1, which makes sense based off of the numbers that are located here. Then we have 3. And then we add 1 to the slit one, which appears to be a 7. So it's an 8. So we're looking for 138. And there's card 138. Solved! Presto changeo. The lock clicks and the doors of the sound booth swing open. The controls are illuminated with soft glowing lights, including a dial labeled levitation fan. This kind of fan would have to be big. Perhaps you can find a way to use it to clear all the smoke. All right, so that makes sense. So I can disregard both of these, it says. And it tells me to take card 135, which is this one. And now we have a key code. So this is involved with this card. So I want red, green, blue to activate the fans. Locate the electrical grid under the console and connect the following wires. So, this is confusing for a couple of reasons. So, the red wire is going 4 to 3. The green wire is going 2 to blurred out. But I have both of the clues. Like, I don't need any more clues other than this. And the blue wire goes from blurred out to blurred out. I guess I could take the assumption that it goes 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3. So this probably goes 8, 7, 6, 5. I can kind of make that assumption if I wanted to. So if the dial isn't functioning, locate the electric grid under the console and follow the connecting wires. Now, I guess I could also interpret these as minuses. So 4 minus 3 is 1. And then green would be what I believe to be 7 minus 2, which is 5. So 1, 5. And then blue, I believe, would be 8 minus 1. Because that's, 8 minus 1, which would be 7. So I think 1, 5, 7 is what we're looking at here. Does that make sense? 1, 5, 7, is that a card? There is a 1, 5, 7. The absolute bottom of this deck. Solved! Smoke be gone. The fans on stage hum to life, to which you watch in amazement as the smoke in the air gradually clears, and the larger room becomes in focus. Oh no. There we go. Into focus. Since so many people left in a hurry, there are big pieces of trash knocked over drinks and the others left behind items strewn around. In the corner, there's a heavy metal popcorn machine that's been knocked over its side. Discard the puzzle pieces. Flip the board over. And the next player should take cards 42 and 43, which is all that is left. Alright, so let's zoom out a smidge. So now, yay! The theater. So we're now just all hanging out in this theater, where we can see. Yay! Alright, let's take these cards and see what we got going on here. And then we'll continue onward. Camera, I need you to not wander about. Okay? Stay. We have the popcorn machine on its side. Clue card for view page 5 if I want to. Okay, so there's the popcorn machine. I do kind of see, if I'm really investigating this, there's like a weird triangle thing that's kind of hard to make out right here. As you can see, you can't even make it out. Yeah, there's something sus about that corner. Old-fashioned popcorn machine. I don't think I've had a clue card, right? Because I've had puzzle cards. This is my first clue card. Even though the colored smoke from Sable's trick is fading, something else is obviously wrong. Darker, more pungent smoke is leaking into the room under the stage. You try the exit door, but they've been secured, barred from the outside. You need to find a different way out of here. It may not be safe much longer. You've heard there are secret tunnels and the rooms under the club. Maybe if Sable was able to use one of those to get out, you could too. Place boards B1 and B2. See page 5 for rules of the diagram. Add deck 2 to the bottom of the deck. Well, I have all the cards. So, I'm grabbing deck 2. Deck 2 is way thicker. So I think that was the tutorial. Alright, deck 2 is here. We have this. It is telling me to add B1 and B2 according to the diagram. I don't see a diagram, but I would assume, based on how this looks, that that would go like this to kind of get the stage together. And then this is listed as backstage, so I would assume something like this. All right, Skyward. We need more space. Don't look at the crap over there. Bad camera. All right, so boom. This is our game space now. Yeah, that links up. There's like a little way that this path. So ideally, you can now walk onto the stage, and you can also walk backstage. An interesting just little choice that I want to discuss is all of us are in the theater in this part. The next node that you can get to is here. That's listed as 260. But the ones over here are listed as 200, 220, and 240. It's interesting to me that the highest number is the one that's physically closest to where your game pieces would be at this point. Alright, let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, there's a lot of weird stuff in the box that I'm not supposed to look at yet. So, where did the game book go? Because I do... Alright, so now I have the diagram, which spoils some stuff. Clue cards. I just now know that the board gets much bigger. Clue cards are kept the entire game and can be identified by the spyglass icon in the bottom corner. These are not used to solve puzzles, but they will be used to solve the final mystery at the end of the game. Keep them face up on the table where everyone can see them. Placement cards change the board sides. Placement cards change the board either as puzzles or as a way to add additional nodes for you to explore. When instructed by the game, you will find overlay cards in the deck and place them on the board. Line up the art on the card with the art on the board. Any players that were at the location under the card can be placed on top. If applicable, you may now explore a new node. Building the club. The game board grows as you play and unlock new rooms in the club. In the club, where we're all fam. When the game tells you to take out a board out, find it in the box and place it beside the other room in the game by unwrapping and placing them under your current deck. Do not look through the decks. Do not shuffle any of the cards. How to solve the mystery. At the end of the game, you will have to decide who sabotaged Adelaide's Sable's trick, where Sable is now, and what was used to sabotage the trick. Use all of the clues and evidence you gather through your escape to make a final decision. If you need to look at different rooms or nodes you had missed, take your time to do so. Try laying out the clues in the rooms where they were found to create a full picture of the culprit's path through the club. Once you are ready to make an accusation, open the solve packet to find out if you were right. And then how to restore this to give it back to to new players, which I guess means we won't be cutting up anything or destroying anything, which is kind of cool. And the rest is like the answers, and it appears to be hints if needed. So what I guess I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to keep this here. I mean, there's nothing for me to really stand on here in the theater that I need to to care about. So I will put the clue here. We have the popcorn machine in the theater. And now we are going to explore the stage. And we are going to explore backstage next time on the stream. This seems like a good place to stop. I feel like the next part, based on the thickness of this deck, big old thick deck, that this would be a good time to stop to make sure that we have time to really explore next time we play. And plus, like, we got all the tutorial rule reading out of the way, which always takes up a lot of time with these games. So I think we are going to call it here. So thank you so much for joining me for this new Clue Escape. If you enjoy these IRL solves, please let me know and I'll try to do more of them. If you don't, I'll go back to solving the internet puzzles. If you're having a good time, also be sure to give me a like and subscribe right here to +2 Comedy Gaming. Catch up on all my past live stream. And I will see you all next time. Boop.